You are now listening to Vigilantes Radio, presented by the Only One Media Group. This is the people's choice for quality interviews, celebrities and special guests. Hosted by Demetrius Dinny Reynolds. Call in to join the mix at 701-801-9813. For the complete archive of episodes, visit onlyonemediagroup.com and be sure to like us on Facebook at Vigilantes Radio. We welcome all. Enjoy the show. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome your host, Demetrius Houdini Black Reynolds. Enjoy the show.
Hello. Welcome to another awesome episode of Vigilantes Radio. I'm your host, dini-mussolini. Now, today's episode is a pre-recorded episode, but like all of our shows, I cannot wait to let you guys in on this particular interview. I can't wait to get it to you guys. So be checking your emails. As soon as it wraps up, we got to sprinkle a little magic on it and then send it out into the universe. So, hostility and understanding. The natural reaction to hostility is, drum roll, hostility, of course. Yet, much of the hostility we encounter is due to the ignorance and misunderstanding. Oftentimes, when each side develops a better understanding of the other, there is no more cause for anger. The next time you're confronted with hostility, take the time to explain yourself clearly, patiently, sincerely, and without bitterness or sarcasm, which is not a strength that I possess, the sarcasm part, but and put yourself in others people's shoes. Endeavor to understand their perspective. How you react to hostility is up to you. You can escalate to a fight to the point where nobody wins, or you can seek to give to gain understanding. Understanding serves to cool the anger, and it can reveal common grounds for agreement and cooperation. Yes, there are some people who just want to be angry and just want to fight no matter what, but there are many others who just want to be understood. Take that from me, dini-mussolini. That is my word, and word is bond.
You're live in the mix. Let's get this started.
Yo, hello, and welcome to another awesome episode of Inside the Music, or the book, or film, or even the business, where we dive into the minds of the people who create these marvelous things. It feels so good to be back with you guys once again. Big ups to my folks who are Indigos, Crystalline, or the Starseeds, for my Vigilantes audience family, for my hooligans, and shout out to my people who are vegetarian or vegans. If you're in a struggle like me, we are averaging over 37,000 live listeners, and we've been at this for 5 solid years. I appreciate to all you guys who've been rocking with the kid on this journey, and we are still evolving, baby. It is all because of you, most definitely. We are the people who have dedicated their lives to music, spirituality, business, literature, art, films, and research in every aspect. And we want to allow you an opportunity to tell your story. Man, we've had celebrities on our show, from Grammy Award-winning artists, nominees, to actors, comedians, CEOs, technology revolutionaries, visual artists, from authors to professors and vampires. or people who think they're vampires. It doesn't matter who you are or where you come from. Come on our show and talk to me. So check it out to book your interview or to appear on my other show called Skeptics. Email me at vradio@onlyonemediagroup.com, and that's V as in Victor. We hope to get the stories behind these unique people and give them a chance to tell their truth to us and the universe. That is Vigilantes Radio sole purpose. You know the number to dial, 701-801-9813. Share that number with your buddy right now and tell them to tune in to connect with us or our guests, or you can hop in the mix directly from our website, which is onlyonemediagroup.com. Right from the home page, you can slap that go live button and you'll be here live in the mix and in the chat room with all of us. So feel free to shoot over some questions to ask our guests while they are here, but only as time permits. Sometimes my guests and I talk entirely too much. And as always, all episodes are available for free download, and you can grab them from either Spreaker.com/only one media group, iTunes, Player.fm, YouTube, any app from the Google Play or iTunes store, or over at our website. And that goes for every single episode that we've ever aired.
All right. Today's interview is the Dr. Chris Beddoe interview. And again, I'm your host, dini-mussolini. That is right. So our interviews go beyond, sometimes we go beyond the music, we go beyond the books, the magazines, the movies, the products, and even sometimes the ego. We go into the minds of artists, authors, bands, CEOs, special people, who create these marvelous aspirations. From researching our guests, mining for details, and watching, reading, or listening to everything we can, our interviews are designed to bring out the best answers possible through provoking questions that have real substance. So, with that, let's go ahead and welcome our guest on. Dr. Chris Beddoe, how's it going?
Pretty good. How you guys doing?
Doing pretty great, man. It is 2019. We are 20 days into the new year. How's things going?
Things are going well. Things are going really well. And thank you for having me on your show.
No problem at all. All right. So the topic of tonight, if you will, we're going to be talking about your incredible, the back pedal, a smart back pain device. So before we dive deep into that, let's get a little background on who you are.
Sure. So I'm actually a doctor of physical therapy, and I've been working in different outpatient clinics, hospitals, skilled nursing facilities, and home health over the last 4 years. And during that time, I've just noticed different discrepancies that are out there that people are having issues with, and how there's not really good ways to address a lot of those issues that people are having problems with. And so that's why I wanted to create something that I could bring into the world that would be able to add more value and be able to help a lot more people.
Okay. So when you say discrepancies, what do you mean by that?
So oftentimes, through marketing purposes, a lot of people are looking for a quick fix, especially when it comes to different aches and pains. And a lot of the different things that are out there on the market are not really addressing any underlying issue. They're just kind of covering up the pain. And that's why we get a lot more chronic pain sufferers for different things.
The old placebo thing, huh?
not quite like that. A lot of different modalities and different things that are used for pain. In medication, you're covering up the nerve receptors, the sensors in the body. You're covering those up with either a chemical, or you can cover those up with an electrical TENS unit. You can cover those up with different patches, different creams. But a lot of the issues kind of linger. And so for me, in my background, working more with physical therapy, working more on the orthopedic side, we start to see a lot of low back pain, hip pain, and sciatic pain. And a lot of the treatments that are out there are trying to cover it up. Slapping on a TENS unit, slapping on some icy hot, all these things take that pain away, but it doesn't address the actual underlying issue.
Right. Yeah, I can imagine.
Yeah, so that's where I wanted to create something that facilitates the techniques that myself and my colleagues that are physical therapists as well as chiropractors use to try to address back pain, hip pain, and sciatic pain.
So that's where the back pedal comes in.
Correct. Yeah. So I created this device, and I've been using it on my patients for the last year, and we've had really good results. 85% of my patients that have used it, and people that have used it for 2 weeks, just using it once a day, have had a reduction in their pain by 50% or more. So pretty good results when you're looking at it. And really what my device is doing is it's facilitating manual techniques that we use. And so we're using my device to be able to facilitate a co-contractive force on both sides of the pelvis. So if you look down at your legs, look at your pelvis is your body's base of support. And so if your pelvis is out of alignment, if it's miscued due to sitting too long, being a DJ, due to driving too long, working behind a desk too long, the pelvis starts to get rotated. And when it gets rotated, there's an uneven distribution of force going up to the spine and down to the legs. And over time, that's what leads to the chronic back pain problems that we have. That's oftentimes leads to people's hip pain, sciatic pain, maybe some radiculopathy, bulge discs. And so what I wanted to do was I wanted to create a device able to address those underlying issues either before you have pain or after you have pain, give you a device that you can use at home instead of coming into the clinic, that you can actually use on your own and have better results.
Right on. So this is basically an 85% results. That's a pretty high percentage there. That's good.
Yeah, and there's actually some really good studies that I did not do, and those are also on my website. And we're running a Kickstarter campaign right now. We're only 4 days in, and we've already surpassed our goal by 125%. Wow. So it's doing really well. I think that a lot of the good information, we have a lot of good testimonials, good videos that are describing the functionality, the science behind it, and also some testimonial videos of people that have been using it. If you go to Kickstarter, you can go on there, and that's the Back Pedal, a Smoter back pain device. Or you can check us out on our website at www.thebackpedal.com. And those case studies, those videos, those testimonials are all there.
Definitely. And guys, we will have those links in the show notes and in the description of the episode. So whether you're on iTunes or Spotify or iHeartRadio, Google Podcasts, Player FM, any of those wonderful platforms, all you have to do is click the hyperlink, and it'll take you right to those Kickstarter and website. Man, that is phenomenal. So you and your colleagues developed this product, and at what point in time do you realize that you need to seek for or obtain a patent?
Well, I've had a lot of ideas over the years, and I'm familiar with different patent searches. So when I realized that there was nothing out there that was addressing the pelvis, and that was the underlying issue, I decided to move forward and get a utility patent about 1.5 years ago. And so we have a utility patent, and we're moving forward with production, with the manufacturing process. Everything's been a great learning journey, been a learning curve, and it's been fun.
Right. Okay. And how long has this product been in development?
It's been in development for about 1.5 years.
1.5 years. Okay.
Yeah, but these techniques that we're really facilitating have been used, really developed actually in Australia first, and then brought over to the U.S. and a lot of chiropractors are using them. So really, what we're facilitating is we're doing a strengthening movement with your own muscles that are causing your pelvis to adjust back into place. But because we're using your muscles to do that, we're causing them to increase in strength, which is creating stability through the joints in your pelvis and the joints of your spine.
Yeah. And what about usage? How easy is it to use? I mean, could my grandma
it's really
use
easy
it on her own?
So I've treated patients with this device from 19 years old to 92 years old. You would need to be able to lay down on your back, either on your bed or on the floor. And you bring your legs up and you put my device in between, and you are pushing and pulling with your legs in opposite directions, not your arms. We're trying to engage the muscles in your legs, engage your pelvis, engage the transverse abdominis muscle that goes around your spine, and really engage those muscles to really help to realign and stabilize.
Have there been any naysayers or companies trying to block your way?
Actually, so far we've been met with just positivity. I think the biggest naysayers were in the development process when our different prototypes, the pads fell off. We fixed that. We wanted to get the alignment and the angles correct. It's currently being used in 20 different chiropractic and physical therapy clinics. I think the biggest negative attribute that we have is that chiropractors don't like selling in their office because then their patients don't always come back if they're being treated for a pelvic alignment issue. And so this is a much cheaper product than going and paying $70 for a manipulation. And so obviously that kind of cuts into their overhead.
Definitely. So the back pedal is available now on Kickstarter. So the starting price for one unit is $35. So if they make that pledge into Kickstarter, do they get the device, or is it still being mass produced?
So we're on Kickstarter because I'm looking to be able to lower the price point down, be able to create some more molds and pay for those so we can lower the price point. So we will start shipping as soon as the Kickstarter campaign ends on February 15th. And the people that order them first are going to get them first. But keep ordering and keep backing us, because we will produce as many as needed.
Yeah. What about insurance? Will insurance be able to cover these?
So right now we are not able to take Medicare or any other insurances. We are working with a few different ones. That's a much longer process, and we're not there yet. But as far as that goes, that's why we are trying to lower our price point. A lot of the different devices that are covered with your insurance are going to be several $100s. Ours is a much lower price point.
Okay, super affordable. I like that. So how many times have you built and rebuilt this device before?
Well, it's actually a kind of a funny story. Like the first one, if I'm being completely honest, I was really frustrated with one of my patients who had low back pain. She'd come to the clinic and I'd fix her. And I told her she needs to come back so I can strengthen the muscles that are stabilizing that joint so she doesn't have the back pain. But after one go, she would feel good, and she'd feel good for about a month. And then she'd come back and she'd complain that I didn't actually help her. And so I actually got frustrated. I went down and I got my pipe bender, my welder, and my blowtorch. And I made my first one and I gave it to her. And she took it home. I never heard from her. So about 6 months down the road, I finally called her up and I asked her how things were going. And she said, well, you fixed me and I don't have to come back.
Wow.
So since then, we've gone through about 5 different types of designs and making sure that we get the right angle, make sure that we have the right distance apart to really facilitate these manual techniques we use in the clinic and be able to have them available at home.
Right. Yeah. Okay. So these are devices people can use without assistance.
Correct.
Is that the way that it was designed, or would you rather have people consult with you first before?
No, these are devices that you can use on your own, and it's just a fitness product. There's not any mechanical moving parts. You're using your own power, and so you're really in control of it. And as long as you've been cleared by your physician for normal activity, you're fine to use this. If you've not been cleared by your physician for normal activity, please don't use this. If you have open spinal fractures, you're going to be wearing a brace. You don't want to be doing any abdominal work. You don't want to be doing any heavy lifting, anything like that. But as long as you've been cleared to do normal exercise, then this device is going to be perfect for you.
Nice. So really the function is your own body weight. Is that correct?
So it's your own body power. So we're really engaging a muscle energy technique. So describing this is that, your muscles are crossing a joint, either one joint or 2 joints. And so they're going to be attached on 2 different bones at least. And so when you contract a muscle, it shortens. And so this device is causing that contraction, and it's doing a co-contraction where your hip flexors, let's say on the left side of your body, attaching from your femur and up into the anterior aspect of your left pelvis. So that innominate, when you contract it, it'll actually pull that innominate forward, and it helps to reset the sacroiliac joint. That's really kind of setting the lumbosacral angle of your spine. It's really causing your forward posture, your backwards posture from your low back.
Okay. So how important is it for you to have your personal image tied to this device?
For me, I just want people to be able to have a better solution that's actually going to be based off of more scientific facts, and not just covering up the issue. For me, it's not about the fame. It's not about anything like that. I really just want to be able to help as many people as I can.
Yeah. Now, there's nothing wrong with the MyPillow guy, or the MyPillow for that matter, but
no.
He seems to have his image tied to everything from commercials to actually being on the box. So that's why I asked, some people are very passionate about what they create, and rightfully so. No judgment there. But it was just a curious question to see, how important is this device to you personally and professionally,
Yeah, no, for sure. It's really important. Obviously, I guess it's still in its infancy, so it requires some kid gloves on my part, and I'm definitely proud of it and proud of the results that people are getting with it. But as far as my image being attached to it, if people want to meet me, get to know me, they want me to show them how to use it, I'm more than happy to. I just want to be able to just get it out there and be able to provide a better solution for people's problems.
Definitely. Now, I'm in the tech industry, so when I see words like smarter or smart, I think that something is ran by a device like iPad or tablet or Android or iPhone. Is the back pedal compatible with any app on the market right now?
No, it's not.
Or is it like electronic based?
No, it's solely on its own. Nothing electronic about it. The smarter, I guess, was just trying to brand it for the appeal, but also because it's going to be based more on the underlying issue. So that's why we wanted to try to solidify just being smarter, because we want to take our time. Everyone's really busy. We want to address the actual underlying issues of our problems. And so just a smarter, more evidence-based solution rather than just the easy solution.
Right. Okay. And the back pedal, where did that name come from? I like that.
Well, you are laying on your back, and I think the first few times I gave this to my patients said, look, it resembles handlebars. So we just kind of combined that and just created the name.
Ah, that makes it. Man, you're so smart. Oh man, the back pedal, because your back is actually, hold all the power.
Yep.
I like that. All right, so right now you are out and about campaigning, raising funds, kickstarting, shaking hands, kissing babies, hugging necks, that type of thing. What's next on the horizon as far as like getting the word out?
Yeah, so it's just about getting out. I go door to door. I set up my massage table until I get kicked out of the outside of a shopping mall. I'm in California, so they get pretty territorial about that stuff. We went to open casting call for Shark Tank in Las Vegas. That was last Friday. So
wow.
We're just trying to pursue every avenue that we can.
All right. So how did that go? That's incredible.
It was crazy. I think there was about 500 different groups of people and entities that showed up for open casting call. It's a process. If you get a call back in February, then you move forward, and that's when you have to be more hush-hush about it. But right now we're trying to pursue channels to, and trying to get into Costco, maybe do some road shows, trying to talk to people at Dick's Sporting Goods, trying to get on QVC, the Home Shopping Network. Really just anywhere that I can get out and I can start to explain and help people understand how to address the underlying issue for their back pain.
Definitely.
So if anyone's listening and they have avenues, my email is listed on my website.
Yep. And guys, we will have that information available to you. All you have to do is access them. I don't really want to ask you what's the price of manufacturing, but I will ask you, how many units do you have on hand?
So right now we currently have 2,200 units are going to be available for the Kickstarter, being able to be shipped out and distributed as soon as that ends. So we are in production of that. We are trying to lower our price point right now. Our price point is pretty high. Our margins are not very good, and that's why I'm trying to do Kickstarter to be able to do the next round at a much more reduced price point.
Is that 2,200 sold already?
No. That's how many that we're preparing for to be able to fulfill once we're starting. Because I wanted to be able to put it in the first purchase order once we actually got our goal, which we hit our goal 2 days after we launched on Kickstarter. And so that's when I went ahead and I was able to put the down payment on manufacturing. And so those are going to be pretty much delivered the week after our Kickstarter campaign ends.
Nice. Okay. And what about accessories? Any accessories come with it?
So in the Generation 1 unit, we're not having accessories, but as we continue to develop and tweak things, I'm wanting to be able to have add-ons as well that we can attach to it to address other issues that we have and other different types of add-on features that be able to assist in that. But not to date. We don't have any add-ons right now.
Okay. And you mentioned first generation. So is this device growing as time goes by?
As I continue to work on it, I just realized, the different types of impairments that people have and the different ways that I could address them with creating some things that are just new and tweaking some things that are old to be able to have more of a value when it comes to addressing different types of aches and pains.
Okay. And there's nothing like this on the market?
Right now, there is nothing on the market, at least with all of our patent searches and everything. There's nothing on the market that's addressing pelvic alignment issues for back pain, for hip pain, and sciatic pain. There's a lot of other things that are addressing, like nerve receptor breaking up nerve receptors, TENS units. Most people are familiar with a TENS unit. You see them advertised either for muscle strengthening, you see them advertised for pain. And so really what that's doing is it's breaking up the nerve receptors that are linking from those pain receptors wherever you're placing it, and then they're penetrating the tissue depending on the frequency of that unit. Different frequencies and intervals will cause a deeper penetration or a lighter penetration, and that's just breaking up those receptors from the brain to that specific area. And that's why when you take them off, it usually feels good for the next 30 minutes, but eventually, the brain's going to reconnect, and it's going to be painful again.
Oh, yeah. And how far down the line in the future are you looking? Like, will you be developing things for scoliosis or correcting bad posture?
So, right now, people have access to my different YouTube channels. I address a lot of that. A lot of postural problems are going to come from more of if you're really looking at rounded shoulders, upper back problems, it's going to come from people just not really strengthening a lot of the posterior muscles that are based up in your shoulders and your scapulothoracic joint, so your shoulder blades. There's a lot of really small muscles up there that are really trying to hold you back, and because most of us live our life really hunched forward at the computer, at the steering wheel, sitting down, we start getting rounded shoulders, we start getting a forwardly rotated pelvis, and honestly, those things is usually what leads to a lot of our problems. Tension headaches from being too forwardly protruded at our neck and cervical spine, rounded shoulders, a rotated pelvis. You start getting a little bit of a skewed back, start getting some bulged discs, and then it's kind of downhill from there. Yeah.
That's why I ask, because I figure a lot of those things kind of contribute to back pain, and that's kind of your field with physical therapy.
Yeah.
I'm sure.
And for your listeners,
a lot of that.
Yeah, and for your listeners, I'm all for braces after surgery. The reason why you wear a brace is because you want to stabilize that joint because your muscles are not strong enough to stabilize it for you. Now, the problem if you're using a joint, you didn't have surgery, you have weak muscles, and you're stabilizing that joint to be able to reduce the pain, you're actually weakening the muscles around that joint by wearing that brace. And so that's why actually there's a few interesting studies that were done after they really required individuals in manufacturing, individuals at Walmart, Lowe's, Home Depot to wear those back braces. They actually had an increased number in the workman's comp claims for back pain because they would wear those braces all day long. That brace is mimicking a muscle called transverse abdominis. And so then they take those braces off, they go home, and they bend over to pick something up off the floor or get something out of the fridge, and they throw their back out.
Ooh.
So you want to wear those braces if you're lifting over 15, 20 pounds. But when it comes to the small things, it's just better to be able to engage with the right mechanics, the right posture, but also strengthen the muscles that are really stabilizing that joint so that joint is safe and strong.
Yeah. Did you hear about Lowe's coming up with those back braces? They were like machines where they can lift up entire pallets.
Now those are awesome. I mean those are you're lifting hundreds, if not thousands of pounds.
Yeah. I've seen those. I was like, what?
Those are crazy.
Wow.
Those are awesome. And there's some really cool technological advancements that are happening that are just really cool with those different types of exoskeletons and different things that are really assisting with those types of lifts and keeping people safe.
Yeah. I'm just wondering how they work. I mean, I don't know, man. The mechanics is just bizarre, man.
Yeah.
But amazing at the same time.
For sure, yeah. Now we live in a really cool age in society where the technological advancement is just exploding. Things that people are creating, coming out with. You just look at the last really 20 years. me, myself, I'm in my early 30s, and, I grew up, I still remember pagers.
Yeah. Man, I was on Amazon the other day looking for a TwoWay Pager. You remember those where you can text?
Yeah, I remember those.
Pages? Yeah, they still have them, and the monthly fee is like $12 a month, but there's only like 2 companies that sell those. But,
that's crazy. Going real old school on those.
I don't know what I would use it for, but it'd be cool to have.
I don't know, because you'd have to have someone else that has one.
Yeah, exactly. You just can't send a TwoWay out into the universe and don't get anything back. It's like, well, that was dumb. Definitely.
Yeah.
So, Dr. Chris, man. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No. Go for it.
I was going to say, is there anything else that you wanted to add that I didn't think of to ask you about?
No, that's it. If anyone wants to learn more, my YouTube channel is Dr. Beddoe, Physical Therapist. You guys can follow our process with the Backpedal on our Facebook page. We always send up updates on there, and that's at the Backpedal. And we look forward to being able to answer any questions and be able to follow up with anybody that has any questions about that.
Definitely. Oh, I have one more question for you.
Sure.
So you mentioned, weak muscles in the back. On your YouTube channel, do you also explore like certain home workouts or gym workouts to help strengthen those smaller back muscles that are actually important?
Yes, I do. Actually, I have quite a few on there. And if people go on there, you're going to have to kind of sift through it. I address a lot of things from being able to adjust your adaptive devices, your walker, your canes, to the correct height. Because a lot of people, they don't know the correct way to adjust those. All the way to, I have videos on there if you're a truck driver, if you're sitting at a desk for longer than 6 hours a day, different strengthening exercises you really should start doing for your back, upper back, and just like I described before, for your scapulothoracic joint muscles, to start really getting you in the correct posture in the correct way.
Nice. And guys, that YouTube link is in the description of this episode. One more question. I just thought of another one. So let's say we have listeners all around the world, and they want to do an online session with you. Do you do those via Skype or anything like that?
If anyone has any specific questions, I'm more than happy to just make a video for my YouTube channel to answer that question. That way we can help a lot more people all at once.
Right.
And that would be a free way to do it, right? No charge there, and we can hopefully get more questions, create more content, help more people.
Definitely. Do you consider yourself a YouTuber?
Not yet. No, I actually started doing YouTube because I was trying to help my elderly patients just get more antiquated to the internet, and so it actually would make their home exercises for them, and I'd post them online, and then I'd show them how they can access it.
Okay. On your way. All
Getting
right,
there.
Dr. Chris, I definitely appreciate you, man, and for your time, and we'll get these links out there for everybody to get their hands on. Maybe we could fill that quota.
Well, hey, thank you so much. Appreciate your time and your support.
Yeah, thank you. Have a great one.
You too.
Thank you, my Vigilantes family, as always, for checking out my podcast over here at Vigilantes Radio. All episodes are available for free download, and you can grab that from either Spreaker.com/only1mediagroup, iTunes, YouTube, any app that's on a Google Play or iTunes store, or our website. And that goes from every single episode that we've ever aired. If you'd like to request music or a particular guest or send something for me to play, email it to vradio@only1mediagroup.com. If it's music, please label it by artist and title. Here's my disclaimer. We are genre free, we do not judge, and we absolutely do not base our opinions on hearsay but facts alone. And actually, you can scratch all of that because all of my opinions are always right. That's the bottom line. This is my show, so deal with it. Nah, just kidding. On behalf of myself, Dini-Mussolini, I appreciate all you guys for tuning in, either afterwards or live with us. Spread the word, because sharing is caring. We stepped up our game just for you guys and our guests to make sure that you have the best experience here on our show. Be sure to connect with us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Tumblr, as well as Spreaker. We always follow back. That is the number one rule. Okay, well, just remember to be yourself and be absolutely great at just doing that. Avoid being too comfortable, because you're messing with your potential when you do that. Peace and have a good night.
You are now listening to Vigilantes Radio, the people's choice for quality interviews, art, music, and hot topics. Hosted by Demetrius Houdini Black Reynolds of the duo No Longer the Hero. All episodes of this podcast are available for free download at www.onlyonemediagroup.com. This is a Seventh Sign Regime Rebirth Worldwide Syndicate exclusive.